pouring rain in the city. You have to get to the top of what looks like the Empire State Building, take out another boss fight with, and take control of, once again, the tanks make a return, fire at them, get some different obstacles and so forth. Hell, you can even blow up freaking taxis. Damn, Mario's going all Grand Theft Auto on us. And yes, this boss fight could be a little tricky here and there, a little bit tedious, but beatable though. And there's other mission objectives, I should say. You got plenty of things you can take control of in the city here, some returning, and of course new ones, which I might as well get out of the way. You got these things which help fling you up into the top of the skyscrapers or even across a long distance. Take control of a taxi cab. No, you're not driving it, it's just bringing you to a secret part of the level. Take control of this guy who's using an RC car, and yeah, this could be a real pain in the ass to control, but once you get past that, there you go. And even take control of manhole lids to get them open and to go down there. What is Mario going to visit the Ninja Turtles or something? Nah, we'll get into that in a little bit. As for the outfits, well, you get several of them. As you can tell, you get the fancy suit and hat, you know, typical city folk look. But the most important one is to get past the locked door, or I should say the secret level, to get past this guy, you know, because he only lets construction workers in. What else than a construction worker outfit, or looks more like the outfit on the cover of Mario Maker. Funny, right? But otherwise, yeah. There's plenty of things. You can just walk around the city. It feels like you can just free roam anywhere you want to. Go on top of these buildings, interact with people, do all sorts of different side objectives. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Plenty of challenges. And hell, the movie theater, look at this. It's basically the first level out of Super Mario Brothers. Damn. Nostalgic overload right there. And yes, I do find it funny how the streets look to be like they're on top of buildings or a skyline here. Yeah, but what do you expect? It's a Mario game, people. The music's great, and yes, you can even hop on and off a scooter. Hell, there's even a mission where you have to ride and get away from a freaking T-Rex that's chasing after you. Damn. You don't want to exactly know what a T-Rex is doing in the middle of a city. It seems kind of out of place, don't you think? But it's pretty cool. But unfortunately, you can't steal cars. Yes, I guess Mario can't go all out Grand Theft Auto completely. But your main objective, I should mention, is gathering up for this woman, the mayor of the city to be exact, members to make a band, and yes, I do find it funny that they play the Super Mario Brothers music, out of all things. It's a nice reference, though, I'll give them credit. It's a Mario game, people. As I said, what else do you expect? But it doesn't stop there, because of course, before the band can go on and play, you have to open the manhole, as I showed before, go down there, and repower the underground power plant that's down. Well, I guess you got the safety guy in Sector 7G to blame for that one. No! Yeah, this can be really challenging right here. You know, trying to get these platforms and everything to operate and go on them at a timely basis. This one especially I had a tough time with, but eventually you make it through and you come across these two big-ass piranha plants that are blocking the power switch. So what do? Take them out while obviously avoiding their poison that they spit out. Ground pound the switch, and the electricity in the city is back up and running again. And there you go. Bands together, they play the music, and, well, it doesn't stop there. Of course, that woman that you met up with before actually sings actual spoken words, which doesn't bother me, especially seeing that there's yet another old-school reference to another Mario-ish game, the old-school arcade Donkey Kong. Yeah, talk about real blast from the past right here. And yes, I do find it funny how there's a Donkey Kong reference in a place that's obviously a reference to New York City, and how Donkey Kong was obviously inspired by King Kong. Yes, I know the whole story with the whole lawsuit thing between Nintendo and whatever studio made the original films, but let's not go off topic here. This is a great nostalgic piece right here. Get to the top right there, and there you go. Gotta love these. And, well, I guess you can also consider that the second boss fight in this level because there's no rabbit boss. So, back to the Odyssey we go. Next stop, the beach. Yes, this is like paradise right here, and what more do I have to say? Well, pretty challenging. Plenty of power moons to collect here. And of course, the new thing you take control of, aside from the Cheep Cheeps, which you've seen before, underwater, you take control of these purple floating things. Yes, these can also be really tricky to control. Just similar to the Chomp things, you have to go in the opposite direction and everything like that, and to go up. But the only problem is, once you start losing water, you have to go back in the water to be able to power yourself back up. To get behind the locked door, well, you dress like you're in paradise, and there you go. Welcome to it. Power Moon is all yours there. And your main boss fight right here. After pissing him off by throwing 4 of these things in his head, to be exact, is this purple octopus looking thing. And, well, you have to get on top of them with these purple guys. 3 times to be exact. Gets trickier and trickier every time, but he is beatable. And there you go. Just like the city, though, again, no rabbit boss. This is the only boss fight in this stage. So, back in the Odyssey we go again. Now going into this snowy, cold climate. Yes, I should also mention, similar to Zelda, you do get noticed that you will start shivering, especially if you're in an outfit that's appropriate for wearing at the beach. Yeah, I don't think you want to stay in here very long. So, obviously, it would be perfectly appropriate to collect the purple coins to get the Eskimo outfit. Yep, this is to keep warm, and of course, as you guessed, get past this locked door. But now I'm jumping the gun here. This level introduces, of course, the whirlwinds, which help you get up further. Yep, you ride them up like that, little tornadoes there. And you get down in here, which, well, I would assume is much warmer, being that you're inside. And you have to get through these several worlds, which aren't too hard, some of them are tricky. And in this world, you take control of these guys, which annoyed the shit out of me in Mario 3D World. Yep, use them to blow everything away, and you can move around to pretty much, well, wherever you can access to. Not to mention there's one part where you have a race. You take control of this guy who thinks he's not good enough to bounce race, as they call it. If you bounce all over the place, and this you have to be really specific with. Tough to explain, but you'll get it after a while. And there you go. Victory's mine. And not to mention you get one rabbit boss along the way. A rematch against this guy from the Lake Water stage. Yeah, what else do you expect? I did mention that there's going to be plenty of rematches, and this is one of them right here. Basically, instead of one, he throws 2 hats, which you have to use just one to bounce off of, and hit him in the head 3 times. Simple as that. And apparently that's the only boss fight in this whole world. Yep. So, on to the next one, the Luncheon Kingdom. Which is just as it sounds, it's all made up of cooking ingredients, which is starting to make me hungry, to say the least. Anyway, yeah, this stuff is obviously like lava, which leads me to the first thing you can take control of, the lava fireballs. Yep, this allows you to swim anywhere where lava is, but of course this thing's only kryptonite, or weakness I should say, is land. Yep, once you touch land, that's it, you lose the power. But otherwise, kick ass. Mario's sure on fire now. And you get the Hammerhead Brothers. Yes, not only Hammerhead, but also Fireball Hammerhead Brothers. Pretty cool, but the Hammerhead Brothers basically helps you take out the other ones, and, well, I wish they'd stop jumping, because that definitely makes trying to control these things to get over the pits definitely a lot more frustrating, to say the least. But yes, you want to obviously throw these hammers to cut open this cheese stuff. Yes, cut the cheese right here. Okay, that was unnecessary. And you also take control of these fork things. Works exactly the same way as those pole things do in the city level. Yep. Find the fork in the road, you take it. Alright, now these puns are getting ridiculous. But anyway, yes, those are the things you control. Plenty of puzzles, plenty of creativity in the stage. It's really quite appetizing, to say the least. And as for the costume to get past the locked door, a chef's outfit. What else did you expect right there? And yes, even a rematch against one of the rabbit bosses, which this one is obviously from the Tall Wood stage. When it spits poison all around, can be a little bit trickier, but beatable for the most part, I think. He's a real pushover. And you come across the boss, which is on top of a boiling pot. This bird-looking thing. Can be really tricky, of course, because you're taking control of this fireball thing. So yep, you have to cook this bird up, show him who's boss. There you go. So basically, on your way to the next world, and Bowser, of course, interrupts your trip again with, this time, not wanting to fight you, instead sends in a dragon to try to do the job. Yeah, he may look intimidating and everything, but he's really not that hard, and I can't help but be reminded of the Middle-earth franchise. Yeah, you know, run-down-looking castle, big dragon, kind of reminds you of Smog almost. Okay, not really Smog, but you get my point. He's really a pushover. He's not nearly as tough. Just get on top of him after avoiding all the lightning-looking moves the first time. It gets a lot trickier, obviously. Get on top of him, rip the gold chain-like things out, and then stop him. Do it 3 times, and he's done for the count. Onward. Bowser's Kingdom, or China? Okay, what the hell is it with Nintendo and using Asian-themed locations? I mean, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Kakarako Village looks like something out of China, and now this stage? What the hell is up with that? I guess because Nintendo's headquarters and all the games are from Japan, which is in Asia? Well, you got me there, Nintendo. And besides, this actually isn't the first time a Mario game has featured an Asian-themed level. Don't remember? Have you played Super Mario 3D World? There you go, right there. So, okay, I'll let you slide, Nintendo. Besides, this is a really cool themed stage, and the music and everything is great, and the new thing Cappy takes control of in this thing is these bird-looking things, which help you get up higher. They control similarly to the poles in the city stage, and the fork things in the Luncheon stage. Is then you have to pull the things in the opposite direction of where you want to go. So, once again, it can be tricky. Only difference is from those objects, these things you can actually move yourself up farther and farther, and even sideways. Only thing is, and obviously the walls have to look like this. They can't be too solid to break through. And yes, you can even poke enemies. And he does all that by, well, stretching out his nose. What, he's even lying or something? Yeah. Is your name Mario? Yes! Okay, you're not lying. Is your name Princess Peach? Yes, it is! Oh, you're lying there, Pinocchio. Anyway, let's not get off topic here. You could also take control of the statue. Yeah, nice nod to Super Mario Bros. 3. Well, sort of. And what's the point of this? Oh, okay, just to put him there and try to help you get another Power Moon. And the locked door in this kingdom requires none other than the samurai outfit. Yeah, what else did you expect in an Asian-themed world? And as for the boss fights, well, you got not one but two individual rematches against rabbit bosses. You got the one from the first level who throws the green hats, only this time he throws more of them. Still beatable, though. And the female one from the Sand Desert Kingdom, of course, throws her explosive braids. A little bit trickier, as you expect. Then, after more challenges and obstacles, which can get pretty hard, especially this part right here. Damn. I keep forgetting, of course, that I have to aim in the opposite direction. God damn. You eventually come across a big machine thing that's powered by the rabbit bosses that you already rematched before. Damn, these suckers just don't die, do they? So, you take control of those bird things. Starts out easy, as you expect. Knock the thing down by poking bombs at it that it throws at you, eventually, making it climbable, and of course poking those in the glass repeatedly, hitting one of the rabbit bosses. Repeat the same process with all the other ones, but of course it gets tougher and tougher because they not only throw bombs at you, but they also throw these ring things at you, which, well, you have to just dodge, simply. Then eventually they'll start throwing bombs at you, which, as you guess, poke them right back at them. And even knocking the thing down can get a little bit trickier because it takes a little more bombs to knock the thing down, and even the climbing part can be trickier and trickier every time. So, yep, just keep doing it, but you have to do it quick enough before the machine gets back up. And there you go. They're beaten for good, and that's what you call a good fireworks show. And the next, and thank God, last stage, we're obviously have to face off against King Koopa once again, and stop that wedding once and for all from happening, the moon. Yes, that's one small step for Mario, but one giant leap for Nintendo kind. And yes, obviously this isn't the first time Mario's going into space, we know that, and you can throw all the Mario Galaxy references at it all you want to, but unlike that game, this level, obviously, gravity is, well, definitely weakened like it is in real life, and man, the graphics look just as gorgeous as ever. Cappy even takes note of how gorgeous Earth looks from there, and a couple of questions I have to ask, and I know it's a video game. How the hell does Mario survive, or any of these characters survive without a helmet? How is there a church on the moon? How did any of this stuff get on the moon? Well, okay, enough of the nitpicking here. Let's just enjoy the game. Lots of side quests, challenges, power moves to collect, and it's just cool to be able to do all this kind of stuff considering the fact that there's less gravity here and you can float around as much as possible. But you could still fall in the pit and die, so just be careful of that right there. Unfortunately, there's no locked door in this level. Although if you do show up inside the church with wearing a doctor's outfit in front of this guy right here from the snow world, well, gives you a power moon. Well, I guess the doctor's in the house now. Or the church, I should say. But before we get to here, I might as well address the fact that this is an underground cave, but strangely enough, when you get inside, you notice it's back to Earth-like gravity. Okay. There's tons of things you can take control of in here, all mostly rehashing, except for some new ones, including those football players you remember from Super Mario World. Yeah, those dipshits that kept ramming and trying to kill you. Except now, it's game on because you're in control of them this time. Ram into things, charge! And well, what other rabbit boss did in your rematch? the heavyset lady rabbit with her pet chomp dog. Not too much different, but as you know, they had to turn the difficulty up a little bit. So, onward to the final battle, time to crash that Koopa wedding. With a good old-fashioned fight against King Koopa himself, can be a lot tougher and trickier than the first time facing him, because let me tell you, this sucker doesn't screw around. Forces you back in the ring, with the same kind of fight from when you faced him before. Yep, you use Cappy to take control of the boxing glove hat that he throws at you, punching out and or dodging these dangerous, sharp, or fiery projectiles he throws at you. Except this time, he's a lot tougher. When you try to punch his lights out, he does not, and I repeat, he does not go down so easily. Especially the last couple of times you have to hit him and knock him out for good. He'll swat his fiery tail at you, not once, but more than once. I mean, this time, he's not screwing around. He really wants you dead. So, yep, just keep doing the same thing. And once you get past this part, it's anything but over from here. The whole damn floor collapses, leaving you and Princess Peach with only one option: using Cappy to take control of Bowser, the King of Koopas himself. Wow, that is freaking awesome. But anything but easy, and yes, Princess Peach obviously is aware that you're in control of him. So what you have to do, well, you have to break through these blocks before it's too late, getting her to safety. And trust me, it gets a lot tougher and tougher, and obviously starts out in 3D, and there's parts that you go into 2D, which is pretty cool. And back into 3D you go, and yeah, trust me, this is really tough, especially because you have to break through this solid concrete, which requires much more hitting to get through, while also avoiding these rocks that are falling on you. And yes, I should have mentioned, you do obviously lose health if you get hit by them. Not to mention, when you get further on, you notice how the platforms are changing colors? Well, that's because you're falling, and if you fall, well, that's it, you're dead. And the worst part of this is, there's no damn checkpoints. That's right, you have to make it all the way through without screwing up. Otherwise, it's back to the beginning of this part. So, there's no screwing around. You gotta smash through these concrete structures while making your way up these platforms that can give way at any time. And trust me, this will put your skills to the test, because you have to avoid the falling debris, as I said, break through this thing in the center, as fast as you can, as much as you can, use your Bowser power, boom, you're out of there. You get the ending, of course, with Princess Peach's decision on whether she's going to wed or not, and it's pretty obvious she's not going to wed King Koopa, or Mario. Yeah, it definitely shows Mario and King Koopa's rather twisted friendship right there, in a rather humorous fashion. But anyway, that is the end of the main story right there. Wedding's off, and you get the end credits. But it's anything but completely over from there. There's still plenty other stuff you can do after this. In fact, where does the game leave you off at? Oh, at Peach's Castle from Mario 64. Damn, this is like a never-ending parade of old-school references right here. Gotta love it, though. There's lots of stuff you can do. Lots of different rematches of boss fights from previous levels that you go through by painting. A lot of the stuff is hidden. Lots of different quests. And yes, you can even take control of Yoshi. And yes, there's a locked door. And how do you open it? Oh, by getting the old-school Mario look. Yeah, like on Mario 64, more polygonish looking. Pretty retro looking right there. Lots of different challenges and side quests, and you get a whole checklist of the ones you completed and haven't completed, just in case you feel like getting 100% completion in this game. It's all up to you, but I think I've said enough about this game. It's fantastic. I mean, the level designs, everything, quest, the challenge, boss fights, music, and all the old school nods are fantastic. It's just another great adventure, which is another great addition to one of Nintendo's most beloved and greatest franchises. It looks great, it sounds great, and most importantly, plays great. It's a terrific adventure to play not only at home, but also on the go. Just another reason to own a Nintendo Switch. So, anyway, my final verdict is a Rockin' Wii Remote Wii Motion Plus up and a plain Wii Remote up. I think that's well worth it right there. It's definitely a gold star of a game. So, till next time, happy gaming.